됐다.
It actually started. Now I feel like a fool.
New Year resolution. Oh, I haven't thought about that.
Really? Even though the end of the year is approaching ever lastly, and
You know,
it is
every
already
father,
a new year.
every father think
Ready?
about me. Yeah.
Ready? Welcome back, and now it's time for our part 2 where we're discussing media trends. Every week we talk about a different media trend, and we have our live show with Talk and Talk. With the studio we have Dennis and Tim. How are you guys doing?
Happy New Year! It's been a year to see you, right?
Over a year. I started in November of 2019, so yeah, over a year. But yeah.
How was your end of the year? The last day?
Much quieter than normal.
You're right. Yeah. Because of COVID-19.
Yeah,
You know.
obviously normally it's a big party.
Yeah, okay, no more party.
Not so much this year.
How about you, team?
And that sounds
I
boring.
heard that you had a party.
Well, not really parties, but I did went to a Mukpo to see the new sun rising to celebrate this new year.
So you violated social distancing, right?
I'm sorry, what? Do you think there are going to be a lot of people gathering in Mukpo to see the new sun rising? They usually go to the Mudang Mountain or some of the other locations around the area that are more popular and more romantic. Sorry, but my family couldn't really afford that kind of, money for the beginning of the new year, so we just went to the humble Mokpo, not even booking a place. We just slept in a car and just woke up and see the sunrise while eating some ramen.
Hey James, do you have experience? When was the last time you saw kind of New Year sunrise? Not on news.
I don't remember.
Okay, I've never.
Yeah, maybe from the other way, stayed up.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, really? You guys have no episode about that time when you guys are watching a new sun rising over the horizon? Something happened.
Not for New Year.
There's the other way to start the new year. The early bird people they tend to see the sunrise, right? But night owl people they tend to see the New Year sunset. Okay, we're kind of sunset, right?
Sounds very boring.
Anyway, I'm interested about your guys' New Year's resolution.
That topic. Of course, it comes to that topic.
Yep.
My New Year's resolution is just living in a world without COVID-19 course with the vaccine, and then one more thing I should tag more the team on talking. That is other New Year's resolution.
I had no idea what just happened, but okay. Well, as for me, first of all, I'd like to congratulate everyone who survived the last year, 2020. It was one of the most, remembering year along the era of the recent history. Millions of people who didn't really needed to, perish from this world, perished unfortunately due to the, tragic conflict from the last year. So I hope this year things go, a little bit different for you guys. And as for my resolution, I want to go outside more and experience more. Thank you.
Experience more?
I guess those kind of go together, right? So Corona does, go away, which hopefully it will with the vaccines.
It will not be for some time, I assume. I still don't care. I'm just gonna still go outside more.
Okay.
Right. And you guys are sure about kind of new vaccines? Are you gonna be shot or not?
I mean, okay. Here's an advice. Wait until all the officials and the politicians take it, and then you can take it. And then you can say, now it's safe because politicians are taking. So if they're not dead, well, that means it's safe enough, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Right. How about that?
Yeah. What about your New Year's resolution?
Well, 2020 was a year where I spent a lot of my time working on the computer.
Workaholic.
Well, not workaholic, but trying to finish my studying, which takes a lot of effort and time.
Sounds so much professional.
So yeah, I will be hopefully finishing soon. So if I get through that stage, I can spend more time, actually playing and being a member of the family.
So you're similar to mine then.
So do I.
Okay, I don't know about yours.
Yeah, same. Okay, just I
But
want to
moving
just
on
make
to
more
our
time.
topic.
All right, on to
Okay,
today's
let's
topic.
go.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about suggestions for 2021 for GFN. So we just met a brand new year, and before we, it's our first broadcast of the year. So I want to listen to some of your suggestions for what GFN can do. Do you want to change something? It doesn't have to be just our program. It could be anything about GFN.
Well, GFN has a kind of the program just changing season, right? Periodically. But I think if we could suggest for just I'm always interested in kind of playing acting in a radio station. So how just I want to just listen to the radio drama. Okay, that is the first thing I want to hear from GFNs. And the host and all guests or even staffs, they can be involved too.
Right. So you'd like some kind of like soap opera drama
Yeah,
style
soap opera.
story
You're right.
story on GFN.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
And twisted story.
All right. Okay.
Not a wrong one, just a short one. Okay.
Mhm.
Team, I know you hate.
No. It's actually okay. I'm not against having a little show like that as long as it's entertaining and it doesn't actually take it from K dramas.
Mhm.
As long as it doesn't take it out the K soft dramas, I'm pretty okay with that idea. By the way, speaking of making suggestion for GFN, it almost feels like we're the one who's actually making resolutions for GFN this year.
Yeah, a little bit.
Since when did we have that kind of power, right?
We have that power. Okay. GFN's New Year's resolution is to pay James more.
Oh, wait, only you?
Yeah, only me.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
All right. Did you guys hear
And
the
you
engineering?
can share
Set
with your
numbers?
payment with
No,
us.
no, there was nothing about sharing.
Yeah, just remember that we didn't say anything. It was only him. It was his idea, not ours. But I like to say, if I had to suggest something, maybe we can actually decrease the amount of the topics or should I say, the shows that discuss about K-pop.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's I mean, your personal opinion, right?
Oh, I have a good reason for this.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Mhm.
I have a valid reason for this. Instead of discussing about what is the popular K-pop around the world, why don't we talk about the other more exotic kind of music in the other parts of the globe? Like,
Mhm.
a few months ago, we talked about C-pop and the possibility of the V-pop from Vietnam or maybe even from Philippines,
Mhm.
Indonesia. Those communities are start to rising, in certain part of the internet, and I noticed them as well. So why it's only start, mingling with the more cultural aspect rather than focusing on those low quality K-pops that I really don't like personally and don't want to talk about it.
Totally agree. Talking about different cultures, different pops.
See, I have a good reason.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree, but
Thank you.
I think K-pop is such a popular thing that you can't cut down on it. Not yet. It hasn't. The way the thing with waves is they come and go, right? But so it will go eventually, and it will kind of die down. But right now it's right at its height, and I think GFN it would be crazy for GFN to not follow the wave.
I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't talk about them at all. I'm just saying down the notch.
Down the notch.
Well, I mean, I think there is other shows that do cover things, right? I mean, you've got, I know Dano's show covers a lot of more indie music from the West.
Yes, from the West.
Yep.
But not from East South Asia.
No, I guess that's not Dano's.
See, maybe we can, make a little space by talking less about K-pop. I'm not saying not at all. Just saying consideration for you guys, staff teams and directors.
All right. Okay. So Tim, you want to see more music from around the world?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
See, it's more progressing, liberal, and profound,
Only
right?
to studio or just through kind of small gig or just a little concert without if there's no COVID-19, maybe you can have a kind of outdoor concert too, right? Okay.
I think that's still too far away, my friend.
You got it.
Yeah, I mean, vaccination only started not too long ago, but still, it's only at the moment it's heavily concentrated in the west side.
Right. Okay. So, talking about music from around the world,
Mm-hmm.
got a song from Sweden. that it?
That's perfect match. Perfect match.
So here we've got a request. It's "Happy New Year" by Abba.
You know, I might recognize the song when I hear it. Just
He
saying.
said ABBA.
Hey, I don't care. I mean, I
Uh-huh.
care deeply about the international community and their music industry, of course. I'm not using them for my personal gain, you know?
A Swedish group?
Yeah, Abba. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't know. Don't know a lot of Swedish fans.
No, they're incredibly famous. One of the most famous bands in the world.
Good luck.
Yeah, so you know, I'm not always aligning with very famous stuff. Look at my relationship with BTS.
Yeah, ready?
Okay, so let's keep talking about today's topic. So GFN, some new ideas for GFN and its better programs. And so we've had so far. Tim, you suggested maybe some more music from around the world,
Mm-hmm.
and Dennis, you wanted to see some kind of soap opera
You're right.
style.
How about yours? How about your just GFS resolution?
I was thinking about this last night, and I would like to see. GFN quite often has some campaigns. I would like to see one about driving.
Oh, wait,
That's
wait,
correct. We need.
What kind of driving are we talking
How
about?
brilliant
here?
you are, idea.
Right. So I love living in Korea. I love living here. I think it's an amazing country. Every time I get into the car to drive, I want to go home.
I feel you. I totally feel you.
How come?
I hate driving here in Korea.
Thank you.
It's incredibly stressful.
I mean, you can relate, right? I mean, you ride a bike a lot of times for some reason. So I always thought to myself, he must feel the same, you know? That's why he's riding bikes all the time instead of driving a car. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I almost wouldn't ride on a bicycle because it must be incredibly dangerous.
And it still feels better than driving. Sometimes I just want to hit somebody with it because everybody around me is not really, keeping any rules or any kind of etiquette or mannerism around here.
Even though there is a kind of safety regulation of traffic, okay, but people just they don't follow. They don't follow. That's
no one follows the rules. Safety regulation. No one follows the rules.
Drinking, driving, and the bicycle without helmet, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And there is no meaning of kind of the road lane sometimes. All the guys are riding a bicycle and bike, and they just cross the road sometimes.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm going to use the word. It's insane. Some of the things I see every day driving around here on the roads.
Yeah, especially parking culture.
Yeah, parking is another issue. People park just where they want. It doesn't matter.
Just block the road, folks. Nobody cares as long as one of those police doesn't take your card away.
I mean, you get bad driving.
Yeah.
There's bad driving everywhere. Humans are humans. There's nothing ingrained in. There's no difference there. There are people who are bad drivers. It just feels like the percentage of bad drivers in Korea is much higher than in England. And I often, I talked to some Korean friends about this, and I compared my country and actually looked up the figures. So the UK is a similar size to Korea. It's a little bit bigger, but it's similar. Our populations are similar. Again, the UK is slightly bigger population-wise, but we're kind of a similar size, both area and population. If you look at the figures, and admittedly, I'm reaching back into my memory to remember, so I might be slightly off, but I remember, I think that the figures I saw were from like 2008. There were 10 times the number of accidents in Korea that there were in the UK. 10 times.
10 times.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
Actually, when you say campaign, I was actually thinking about drunken drivers.
Yeah, that too. That too. Yeah, I think it's a bigger problem here.
It is a big problem. I don't know why. I think there's always has been, no laws are ever perfect. Just saying.
No, no, no. Of course.
But at the same time, Korean law is really kind to the people who got drunk.
Yep.
For some reason.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Any-
know why. Still doesn't make sense. Even though I studied it, I still do not understand why the consciousness of the person who committed a crime plays a big role in the court system. But at the same time, really, just because someone's got a drunk, that means he had a less, control of his emotions and the conscious, so therefore he is not as guilty as the person who committed a crime while he was not drunk. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't agree
I
with that
think
either.
punishment is still soft,
Yeah.
very soft.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So-
Thank you.
With drunk driving, the UK used to have quite a big problem with drunk driving,
Mhm.
but the government went on quite a aggressive campaign. I use the word aggressive, not in
That's
fighting
fine.
style,
Yeah,
but like trying to saturate the airwaves with
Mhm.
things, and they used quite graphic images
Mm.
to get the point across.
Mhm.
So if you actually go to you can find them on YouTube, the old adverts. They do show. I mean, it's not a real image,
Mhm.
but they show, victims of accidents.
Oh, like a simulation or
Yeah.
I mean, sure, just a few days ago, actually, it's been a few weeks. But a few weeks ago, there has been an incident where a truck driver who was clearly drunk actually ran over a grandma and just ran away. So this is what basically happened. So there's a road, a truck was coming up
Yeah,
on
it
the
was moving
sideway,
back.
and there were two elder lady walking, and the truck first hit one of the old lady and then stopped. One of the lady who got less injured was banging on a truck to tell him to stop driving or basically stop moving because the lady just got hit by you and we don't want to be get ridden over it. But the truck driver stopped for a moment and continues to drive anyway, hitting the old lady twice and then running away.
The backside of the truck. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he said, "Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, officer." Later, he got caught by the police, obviously. He was like, "Oh, sorry, sir. I just had a little bit of makgeolli and soju, and I wasn't really seeing it." And here's another interesting fact: there were other passengers in the truck, and apparently they're all drunk.
So James, you got a good point. I think the GFN make another kind of short campaign, just kind of a series of campaign, just to pick just one topic. Maybe for 2021, so we can just pick just about driving culture in Korea.
Yeah,
and then go further by series.
I think that the number of people who die
Mm.
on the roads here is just too high.
Mm.
I did hear another statistic, and again, I might be misremembering it, but the idea was if you took old age out of the equation, so if you count people who die under 70 years old, so it's taking old age out of the equation, 10% of people die in Gwangju, 10% of people die in an auto accident.
Oh my God.
And for me, that's just way too high. Way, way too high.
And it indicates the social system doesn't run well, right? So we can focus on that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's about the same amount of people who died in my state back in the good old days by guns every year. That's not good numbers.
Anyway, so let's get back to GFN.
Okay.
Sorry.
got
Yeah,
it.
I think we talked enough about
But you got a
driving.
good
So
point.
let's,
Yeah.
we've
We
got
had to talk.
No, I think it's actually a great idea, campaigning and trying to warn people about
Yeah.
the danger and the casualties and the other consequences they might cause if they do such an action. Because I'm telling you, even to a lot of people, they don't actually intend to commit crimes. They just think, one little shot of things, soju or things like that would not harm them when they're driving. But unfortunate events and tragedy do happen. And when they do so, we should think about our actions and trying to reflect on our behaviors more, I think, and campaigning about it and trying to spread a message and awareness is a good idea. This main media is not doing a great job at it.
Okay, so we don't have long, but any last ideas you want to pitch?
Well, I just to follow, just go further, just read your idea, James. Just you got just really best just idea for 2021. So just go just and make a series of campaign, not a short one, series.
Hey, my idea was good too. What? Spreading awareness of the more music out there. Stop listening to all this music about love and love
It's
and
like
love and
we just
love.
put our spoons on, the James's table.
I mean, here's the thing. If you're trying to make a new show, obviously it's not only going to be one idea.
Mm,
yeah.
Trials and challenges always require several, challenges and trials. So why not all?
Okay. So I think we've still got lots of ideas to talk about things, but unfortunately we have run out of time.
I'm so happy to
Yeah.
talking with you guys.
Really?
Really?
That was all for our Talk and Talk show with Tim and Dennis discussing media trends. Thanks for coming in, guys. See you same time next week.
Happy New Year
Happy
again.
New
Bye bye.
Year.
Bye bye.
Is that? Okay. Time to go.
Bye. And then I can finally pick up the snack.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And Merry Christmas.